Hey, what up, y'all? Mr. Cruz here, the hardest worker in the room, here to give you guys a little bit of insight today into how I organize my folders. A friend of mine over on Facebook asked if I could make a video on like, hey, this is how I keep myself structured and organized. So I wanted to give you guys a video showing you that. All right, so first off, I use Google Drive. So Google Drive is free. I think you get like 20 gigs for free. I like it because I have the app on my phone as well. Now, the app on my phone doesn't take up any space, but obviously if you have a folder synced to your desktop, it will start taking up space. But you can eliminate that if you just use the Google Drive website. So the reason I like it the most is because if, let's say, I'm at my in-laws' house, or, me and my wife taking my kids out to the park or something, and somebody hits me up right then and there like, hey man, can you send me this beat, or can you send me that beat again? Or hey man, I'm about to pull up into the studio, you got anything, any YG kind of beats? I can send them stuff right then and there from my phone. Just send them a link, because sometimes what you don't want to do is you don't want to get caught in a situation where like, let's say an artist is, hey man, I'm headed to the studio right now, like do you have anything for me? You can't say, man, give me a second, I'll be home in a couple hours and then I can start sending you some stuff, because by that time he might be done, or he's going to hit somebody else up, or he or she, so I like to use Google Drive, and I have it synced to my phone, so everything kind of syncs up together. If I drop a file in there, I can pull it up on my laptop, on my phone, or on my desktop. So use Google Drive. I recently upgraded to the 100 gigs plan, and I'm not even halfway through, but definitely recommend it. All right, so we're gonna go straight to my Reason Drive. So Reason Drive is where I have all my Reason folders, and then I usually have a couple of projects that I'm working on for people. This is a guy that I was doing some mastering for, and this is another person who I was doing some tracking, some recording and mixing for. For collabs, in this folder I have beats that I have sent to other people. So those are these are loops. If I open these files up, they're either loops or verses that I've done for other people that I'm either waiting to hear back from, so that I can kind of move that to my finished folder, or stuff that I plan on sending to somebody else. I would say let's start here, because I usually start out with my incomplete beats. So in my incomplete beats, these are all beats that I have not uploaded to my store yet. This one actually I just uploaded today. This one I uploaded the other day. But these other two, Hold You Down and Over Here, I have not finished. When I name my files, I'll name it, I'll give it the title. I'll also include the song key, and I'll include the BPM. That's important because when I send that file to an artist, they shouldn't have to, like, I want to make it as simple for them as possible. Like, I want to be the most professional, the most accommodating producer that they have ever worked with. So if I send them a file and the file name has like, hey, here's my contact info, blah, 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 this song key, tempo, bam, they are set to go. They can just drop that in there, change the key and all that stuff, and they have very little to worry about. Also, if I do a collab with somebody, I'll usually put their name at the very end. So in this case, I got my dude Josh. This is a guitar loop that he sent me, so I put his name at the end. Under my throwaways, I don't want to open it because I don't want to offend nobody, but throwaways doesn't necessarily mean throwaways, because you'll see in here that I have tons of stuff. Now, it's not that everything in here is throwaway. I kind of should change the name. It just means that the stuff in that folder does not have top priority, because the stuff that's in my incomplete it might be something that, like, I posted a preview of me making a beat, and then somebody on Instagram like, yo man, let me know when you're done with that, I want to cop it. So then, that takes priority, because like, hey, there's money to be made, there's money involved. So those things have to take priority. And then so throwaway, I'm gonna rename it to low priority. Let's name it, yeah, low priority. Those beats, I'm not in a rush to get to. They're not collabs that people have sent me. It's just, I'll get to it when I get to it. Let's go back to my recent drive. All right, so when I finish a beat, I usually move it over to this finished beat folder. And when it's done in this finished beat folder, what I'll do is I'll wait until I'm at my desktop, and when I'm at my desktop, I will open that beat, and then I will send it to another folder that is in my actual drive, my actual hard drive, and it'll go into finished beats. So these are all the finished beats. Let me see how many I have. 167. There's actually probably more, because Sometimes I've collabed with other people and they never sent me the files back, but I was like, ah, man, you're good. So this is where I'll drop all the beats that I have finished. Once they're finished, I also throw the stems, right? And I have a folder specifically for stems. And in these folders for my stems, I have 4 different files. I have the untagged, so this has 0 tags. So if I'm sending something for somebody that wants to do it on use it for a podcast or YouTube, I'm sending them the completely untagged version. Then I have the one tagged, the single tag. That means that the tag is only in the beginning, and this is usually what I'll send for rappers, and gotta have my tag in there for branding purposes. And then I also have a tagged version. So this is a tagged MP3. So this is the file that I'll use. If somebody says like, yo, send me a beat, I'm sending them the tagged version. Like, yo, man, I'm done doing free beats for people who are getting like 200 streams, The other thing is the tagged version is what I use for streaming. So if I make a video for YouTube or for Instagram, that's the version that I'm using. And then also I have the bounce version, and of course that's zipped because those stems, they can get very, very big, right? Those files are going to be huge, and so I zip them to make them a lot smaller, and then that makes it more convenient for when I send it to an artist. All right, let's go back to my my reason. All right, so yeah, my finished beats. And then here's another thing that I have, that's my tags. So in the tags folder, I have tags of producers that I collab with on a regular basis. Lost Mine, I collabed with her once, but I still threw it in here. And actually I just got somebody else's that I got to throw in here. So I have my tag. I have a couple other guys who I collab with, once a month or so, or something like that. But that's always good, so that I don't always have to hit them up and email them and wait for them, especially if I've got to be like, yo, man, I'm ready to upload this thing tonight. I've got their tags in there. And then I also have my template folder. So this is a really, really good thing, because across every single device that I use, so across my desktop and my laptop, I have it synced to this folder to open up whatever template I put in here. So as you can see, I'm on version 15 right now. Every single time that I'm working on something and then I realize, like, you know what, I got this new plugin, I want to start incorporating that into my production. Let's go ahead and swap these 2 devices out or whatever, or like, oh man, I found this new kick that I want to start using on a regular basis. And every single time that I do something, I will change my template. So now I'm on version 15, and then I'll just save my templates in here, so that way I'm set. Whenever I open up Reason on my desktop or on my laptop, it syncs up to open up whatever template version. Like, all the templates are here, so that it just makes it super easy. But I also have a mastering one. I've recently been doing some mastering for some other people, so I decided to make a template for that. And then a drum kit creator for whenever I'm making my drum kits. I should also do another one that's like for loops. Is there anything in this new folder? No, I think this might have been a mistake. I should also make another one for loops. And let's go back here. Anything else? And this is also where I put some, like, if I'm making a tutorial specifically on something, if I'm making a tutorial regarding Reason, then I'll kind of like take a session, edit it the way I want so that everything is in there, and I don't have to like, oh, drag this plugin in or find this drum sound. I do that, and then I'll save those sessions in here so that way I can access them from anywhere. But essentially, that is pretty much all that I have. Let me go back to my recent files folder. This is like the one that's on my desktop, because on my desktop is where I save everything. My laptop is really usually only for working on those incomplete beats that are in that incomplete folder, moving them to the finished folder that's on, moving them to the finished folder that's on my drive, and then downloading that stuff onto this folder, or onto this drive where everything is stored, because it's like it's a 1 terabyte, but I think it's only got like 200 gigs used up. But yeah, man, that's pretty much what I got here. A lot of this other stuff is kind of like other projects, or like a MIDI pack that I had been working on. So there you go, man. The key, I would say, like the biggest thing that I learned is to have the incomplete folder, to me, that was important because being able to go in there, like I never have downtime. So I know that there's always something in that folder for me to work on. And then moving that stuff, like it's just a good feeling when you move something to the finished folder into the done folder, because that's just kind of like an ego boost or like an endorphin release. Like, man, you feel good and you feel happy that you've made progress. And that's one of the things that I started doing early on, is making sure that I only gave myself a week to finish a beat, because I used to take like several weeks. But yeah, there you go, man. Hopefully that's helpful to you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy that, and maybe it'll spark some sort of inspiration in your mind for you to kind of better organize yourself to get more stuff done. It's your boy, Mr. Cruz, out.